Hello, everyone listening to the STARTITUP show. Welcome. We believe startups. This is a station where we believe startups from Port Harcourt can take on the world. We discuss startup ideas. We discuss ways you can build your startup, grow your startup, and even build yourself as a successful founder. We discuss technologies, ideas, things you can do or implement in your business. But for this quarter, we are talking about tech money. A lot of people have been talking about money in tech. A lot of people are just going in for skills in tech without understanding how much money you can make or how the journey looks like. So we've looked at different areas of tech money: digital sales, ghostwriting, social media management, different things that you could do to make money in tech. And for today's show, we'll be discussing one of the parts that scares everybody whenever they think about tech. It is so scary that some people will go in it and get lost in it. Some people don't even want to think of it or even start it. Some people have even gone to the university for 4 years, 5 years, graduated but cannot do it. And that is software development or web development. Because it requires a lot of coding skills, people are just scared of it, even people that study computer science. But it's a very sure way to make money in tech. So on today's show, we'll be discussing how you can make money in tech using your software development skills. And we'll also be looking at the different things to learn while you're getting on that journey from people that have been there. Okay, so we are going to welcome our special guest for today. We have Jonathan Idjose. Welcome, Jonathan.
Yeah. Thank you very much. It's a really great pleasure.
Okay, so we also have Manuchim Oliver. Both of them are developers. Welcome, Manuchim.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Okay, so we're going to be asking some sensitive questions because people are listening to the show right now and need to understand this whole software building thing and coding. In fact, some people just call it coding without understanding what coding is, right?
Yeah.
They just say, I want to learn coding. I want to learn coding, right? So we want to discuss the things about software development that makes it what it is, and the money. We have to discuss the money. How much money do I make from learning the software development skills? But first, let's start. What is software development? What would you explain software development to be, Jonathan?
Yeah, well, to begin with, rather than call it coding, I would actually prefer the word programming, because it's not actually about writing codes. It's all about writing codes that work and codes that are really, really scalable.
Functional, exactly.
Yeah, so
that's one of the major differences, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you guys remember you're talking to very ordinary people here.
Yes.
So we're not tech people. We are like laymen, you know. You guys are the pulpit. We are just listening. So when you say scalable and program, help us.
Okay, so Manuchim, help us bring it down a little. What is software development?
Okay, so software development is essentially everything that goes into building a product, everything that goes into building a digital product. And by digital product, I mean like a website, a mobile app. So it includes the coding, it includes the design, because there's people that actually design those. So essentially everything that goes into building a digital product.
Okay, so that is software development. But just for clarity's sake, for those that are listening, a primary way to explain coding is your ability to use alphabets and numbers to give uniqueness to a certain feature, a certain item. For example, if we're in this studio and you want to record the assets in this studio, like you want to record the assets, you can do M2413. That's a code for a particular mic. And then you can have T1 for the first table, T21 for the next table. So you're already coding.
What again?
Let's say M1, M2,
mic 1,
M3, mic 1, mic 2, mic 3.
Yeah.
That's you giving it codes. And that's unique codes for these microphones. So you can always identify them.
Okay.
Right? So coding is just your ability to use alphabets and numbers to represent specific items or specific features or specific functions or specific rooms or so on, right? It can be anything.
Okay.
That is coding. So in computer, we also do coding by giving unique names to unique assets in the computer.
Okay.
Like your computer can be computer this. That's also a code, right?
Okay.
So when it comes to a software, you can give a code name to certain parameters in the software or certain areas of the software. You can give it a code name. That is
Okay.
just coding. So coding is not only unique to computers.
Okay. Yeah.
That's the main point.
So
Coding is not
spies
unique
can
to
use
computers.
codes too.
Yes, they use codes.
Okay.
Right? Pirates use codes.
Pirates use codes. Okay.
Right? Doctors use codes. Civil engineers use codes.
So software engineers just have their own kind of
Codes, exactly.
Okay.
So when you say you want to learn coding, somebody that understands computer science will be like, which coding? Which of the codes? What code? Which area are you trying to learn? But when you say you want to study software development, it becomes more specific.
Okay.
That you want to learn how to use the codes to write a program that has a specific functionality that you
Okay.
can now call a software.
Okay.
That's
I
how
see.
it's. That's how it
Just
really
like
progresses.
building bricks to build a house.
Yes, building bricks to build a house. Exactly.
Okay.
That's how it
Okay.
works.
That's what you guys do.
Yes, that's
And
that's what they
software.
do.
Okay.
They build software products. Okay, so thank you once more for having you on the show. So now we need to understand, how did you get into software development?
Which university?
Actually, you don't need to be in any
Which
university.
Nigerian university then?
University of Port Harcourt. See, I'm a
They-
student of University of
They
Port
taught you computer science there.
No, they did not actually. University of Port Harcourt has a very long history of ASU strike and all of that. So
Okay.
that's
No wahala. Sorry, I just wanted to be sure.
So,
Okay, so ASU strike was your motivation.
exactly.
So what year did you start?
Hunger,
2020.
ASU strike does not necessarily mean hunger. It was at
We all
home.
have
It was
to
bored.
eat, actually. We all have
When there's strike, you won't go to school, you're at home, you're confused, no pocket money. Change! How do I don't want to do the wrong thing.
You cannot claim you want to buy textbook too. So
Yes.
you're at home. Manuchin, please tell us, how did you start?
So I had a lot of time on my hands, and my sister started a business. I wanted to build her a website. So
Okay.
Yeah, I just went to learn to build a website. So from there, I liked it. I built more, and before I knew it, I figured, okay, I can actually make money from this thing.
Which is beautiful.
That's it.
Yeah, so we've heard several motivations to
Yeah.
the software development route. Some people would say, I heard it from a friend. Someone would say, I saw a friend doing it and I liked it. And someone would tell you, like, I was at home. I saw it online, right? So there are different ways you could get that motivation to get into software development. But this is the right time. Like, everybody is picking up a skill in tech. So software development can be one of those skills you can pick actually. So for somebody that is looking to start out now in a software development skill, Manuchin, what do you have to say to that person? Let's say the person is listening into the show right now and he's saying, oh yeah, I've heard of that software development before, but how do I go about it? Or what do you have to tell that person right now?
Okay. If you're looking to learn software development in 2024, I would say just follow your interests. Yeah. If you want to learn about web, go and learn about web. If you want to take a class, go and take a class. If you're interested in mobile apps, go and learn to build mobile apps. Just follow your interests and stay consistent. Continue learning and you get it.
Okay. What would be that one word for you,
Well,
Jonathan?
That's actually it. Just follow your interest, and the most important thing is you start somewhere. Yeah, just start somewhere and ensure wherever it starts, you finish up what you started and move on to the next. And something very important about starting somewhere is getting a use case with what you are doing. So if you learn how to mold blocks, you just have to find where these blocks will fit in.
Can be used.
Yeah,
So
where it can be used. So if
Okay.
you start learning something, try as much as you can to see as to how I can use that particular coding language I'm
to
learning.
build something,
Yes, to build something very big.
and then it helps build your experience.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What-
That-
Yeah, what and I wanted to ask you this too, and
Lucas.
Can a primary 6 graduate start coding?
Yes.
Yeah.
Start software development.
You can start software development. Sorry.
Yes.
Okay, you can from primary 6. You can start it
Yes.
and pursue it and be
Software.
successful too.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Actually, something interesting. From my year 1 computer science, I started learning programming using basic programming language. And then one time I went to the Indian language school, ILS, that was in GRA here, and I found out that they were learning it from primary 2.
Primary 2.
Yes, from primary 2 they were learning basic programming and
In the
how
Indian
to
school?
write algorithms and flowcharts. Yes, in primary 2.
How? Not social studies, not.
No. They were learning basic programming
From
in
primary
from
two.
primary 2.
So the
Yes.
average Indian, by the time he's done with primary 6,
They would already understand.
they have opportunities.
So the intention
Yes.
is not for you to become a computer scientist
Yeah.
from that primary level. The intention is to understand problem solving skills
Okay.
and how to write an algorithm of steps you can use to achieve the goal, or how to draw a flow chart of how this idea, this decision will flow and come up to a particular result. That's the essence.
So you're seeing problems, but they are seeing solutions.
They are seeing the solutions, because from that primary 2 you're taught how to create a flow chart of how will this thing flow when it's yes, when it's no, what is this decision, what is that result, and then what would be the end to it.
I
Started learning
remember I
that.
just asked you if you learned it in Uniport or you see university.
No.
He said no. Then now you're telling us that some people are learning it in primary school.
Yes.
Are you seeing it?
No, that's for that school. I know some schools at this time are also learning it. While some other private schools are having it as an extracurricular activity.
It should be a
like in
main
their
course.
science class, or sorry, what do they call that? STEM education.
Yes.
STEM education, where you pay for to be a science.
I understand what you mean.
Community stuff, yeah.
But Bruce, don't you think it should be a main course?
It
Yeah,
should
should
be
actually
for
be.
the essence of problem solving skills.
Yeah.
Because the analytical thinking software development gives you is something that is necessary from an early age. Right? And that brings me to the next question. Why are people really scared of software development? And were you scared yourself? Let me hear you, Jonathan.
Yeah, I was scared because I felt like at a point. Yeah, I felt like at a point my brain has not really fired enough to get this stuff, to get
Yeah.
it, because actually software development is not just all about coding. It's not just all about coding. So you could build a house. This is just an example. You could build a house. You could arrange the blocks, but then you have to arrange the blocks in such a manner that there will be no space in the middle, as to cause the house to do what?
Collapse.
To collapse.
Okay.
Yeah, something like that. So when
There are more
yeah,
things about strategy
yeah. There are
and
more-
organization.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, exactly. That's just it. There are more things about strategy, organizing your code in a way that it's going to, yeah, you know, the code is being run by the computer.
Yes.
So if your code is very large and not properly organized, the computer will have issues running
Yeah.
your code. So
Smoothly.
that is where the programming stuff comes in, where you'll be able to understand this thing is not supposed to be here. I can replace it with this thing and it will be much more simpler.
Okay.
So learning it at an early age changes the way you think as a human being,
Okay.
so as to understand how you can easily organize everything.
Why don't you? What do you think? Why do you think people are scared of software development?
I think people are scared because when you look at a computer or when you look at an open, say a mobile app that they're building, there's plenty code, plenty colors. It can be intimidating. You look at it, this one is doing this, what is this one doing? It can be intimidating. Yeah, I believe that's why people are scared. But if you take it one step at a time, yeah, bit by bit, build a small one before you build a big one. It's not that intimidating. It's not that big a challenge anymore.
Yeah. Okay. So I think it's not so difficult, right? But they will say, okay, you've been there, done that. That's why you think it's not so difficult. But truly, it's not so difficult. Also, the channel in which you use to learn it can determine if you find it difficult and drop it off, or you find it interesting and go ahead to actually get it done. But software development is quite an interesting thing, especially when you have an idea and you're able to sit on a computer system and bring that idea to life, give it functionality, and people would download and use it. And you find the excitement of solving people's problem from that idea that you have come up with. Now let us hit the most important part of today's show that helps us would help people make a decision. Money. If I decide to get on a skill of software development right now, how much do you think a software developer earns? Or let's start with, how much is the least you have earned, Jonathan, from being a software developer?
For a project, possibly.
For a project, yes.
Yeah, the least I've earned a month is about $100 a month. The least I've earned a month from being a software developer and working with a team also.
Okay, you're a software developer, you're working with a team.
Yeah.
That's when you earn the least.
A month.
And that was about $100.
$100
Was it when the dollar was 200 naira?
No, not then. By then I was still a child.
Okay.
It was a shite then.
Okay.
Okay.
So let's say give or
Yeah.
take, it was around 100,000.
Yeah, about 100,000 a month.
100,000 a month.
Yeah.
So what's the best you
Per
have?
month.
Per month.
Per month, working for about 6 months, should I say?
Okay.
2021, yeah.
And you're still a student.
Yeah, I'm still a
And you're
student.
doing it at the comfort of your home or your
Yes.
school or your hostel.
Yeah.
Okay, that's an
Not
interesting
full-time,
part.
not full-time actually.
Not full-time.
Oh, it's
not
part-time
full-time.
work.
2 to 5 hours, 2 to 6 hours, 2
Okay.
to 4 hours.
Okay, interesting. So what's the highest you have earned from being a software developer?
Yeah, I would say about $300 per month, yeah.
That's
Okay.
about 300,000, give
Yeah.
or take,
Yeah.
per month. Still
Yeah,
not
give or
full-time
take.
or
Yeah,
full-time?
No, part-time actually.
Part-time,
Part-time.
while still being a student and running other
Yeah,
things.
while still being a student.
Okay, that's interesting to note. Manuchin, please, what's the least you have earned from being a software developer?
Okay, the least I've earned per project was 300k
300K.
for one project. Yeah.
Well, least, after you learned and you could build the project yourself, the least you've earned is 300K.
Yeah.
Okay.
For a project. Yeah.
Okay, so what's the highest you've earned so far
Personally,
from a project?
the highest I've earned from a project was 1 million naira per month. But I know people, because the sky is the limit when it comes to tech. I know people earning $4,000, $5,000,
Yeah.
$6,000 per
Yes,
month
yes,
living in this Port Harcourt.
yes, for sure, for sure. Yeah, that's a for sure attestation, right? Because some people earn up to $4,000, $5,000 monthly, which can take you to about 2 million monthly from being software developers and also working in a team. But some of them work full time. And then there's another thing about software development. If you get a job with a good software development company, they'll prefer you use their system. They buy you a new Apple laptop. They give you their hoodies, give you their stickers, give you they brand you while you work on the idea. And something else about software development is that I should put it out there is the fact that the least you need is just your ability to read and write. Nobody asks you for your WAEC results. Nobody asks you if you're a computer science graduate or a computer engineering graduate. They only ask you if you can do it, and then they'll give you some demo projects to work on, and you do it very well, you're in. And you start making millions from being a software developer. So software development is one of the areas you can make money in tech, as we have covered in today's show. Thank you, Jonathan, for being on the show.
Yeah.
And thank you, Manu Chimo, also for being on the show. So if you're looking at areas you can make money in tech or areas you can get into part-time in order to buffer your earnings, as it were, in this economic time. So you can look at software development. There's several ways. In fact, that's an interesting thing. Even as important as tech is, some people are charging for you to learn a tech skill, and you can also go online and have several ways to learn these tech skills for free, from end to end for free. So you can also take advantage of going online, just search for software development skills. You can visit different websites, Coursera, Udemy, Udacity,
YouTube.
Pluralsight. YouTube, I'll be careful about YouTube because most of the software development training on YouTube are Indians, and you might be hearing things you are not hearing.
Okay.
So you can be careful about YouTube. And yeah, so but these other websites, Pluralsight, Udemy, Udacity, and so on, they have a clear-cut curriculum for you to learn it through. But it cannot be arranged in curriculums in Udemy and in YouTube, but in these other sites, it's arranged in the order of learning that you can get the skills from. So Thank you for connecting to the show today. This is the Started Up Show where we discuss startups and technology. If you're listening in, we have the show every Tuesday, 9:30 prompt, and on Silverbird Rhythm 93.7. And so we should hear you to tune in next time on the show. Thank you, Zubi, for having us.
Thank you.
And